Hey guys, what is going on? It's XCKJ here today, bringing to you guys a new video, a positioning guide for Shattered Desert. This was requested by one of the viewers, so if you guys have any maps that you guys want to go over, just make sure to leave them down in the comment section below, and whichever one I see most of, I will get to that. So we're going to be talking today about how to position well on Shattered Desert. Before we do jump into the video, I'm doing a 800 crystal giveaway at 3,000 subscribers, so make sure that you are subscribed for that, and then comment down below that you subscribed. Alright, thank you guys so much. Let's jump right into the video. Alright guys, so pretty much I just want to show you guys a few spots that you can stand that are really good on this map. So one spot that you can stand is, what the heck, it's throwing me off. One spot that you can stand is right here. This spot's strong. You aren't going to get any damage to you, like, you know, if you like land up here or something like that, you're gonna take damage. So you can kind of sit right here. I like this spot kind of for helping push here. Gives you a little bit of angles. People don't really expect you to be up here. I like the spot. It's okay. It's not the best. Another good spot you can stand, especially if you're playing somebody like Ruckus or something like that. I love to push right up to here, kind of just become a little turret. Stand right there. Come on, Anara. Why you gotta be like that? You can stand right here. You can stand right here. And the one thing that it allows you to do, you kind of get to drop down. And if you're pushing and you want to like have a spot where you can stand, you can just sit right here. And if you're certain champions, you can shoot through there and do all that. So, you know, mirror it on both sides. So that is one thing that you can do. Another little flank around, I'm sure that you guys know, but you can always flank around this way. So let's say that you guys, your team is, you know, trying to break a fight right over here. So you guys are just fighting along, doing all that kind of stuff. You can, if you're a flyer or if you got any sort of movement ability, you can easily just come right around this way. And then bam, look at this, you got a new angle to shoot people there. So that's just something something a little bit fun that I wanted to show you guys. I mean, everybody for the most part knows about those spots, but I just wanted to really talk about them. And you got the same exact kind of peak thing right here on this rock. You know, you can fly around to that side, but that's just some smaller stuff that I wanted to talk about before we jump into actual positioning. So let's jump right into that right now. Alright guys, so we are going to be saying that we're playing on this side, and the enemy team, of course, will be pushing from the other side. First, we're going to go over where I like to stand with the damages. The damages, I have a pretty simple spot that I like to stand. Unless I'm playing bursty damages, I'll play a little bit different. But let's say, if I'm for the general, across the board champion, my favorite spot to stand off the point for the point fight is this spot right here. The reason why I like this spot right here is a couple reasons. First, I can shoot the point. Second, if I peek a little bit more around the corner, not far, if you're standing at this exact spot, you will understand. You can see this spot right here, so you can see if you're about to get flanked around this way. So you can have eyes on that side, and easily you can have eyes on this side. So what does that mean? You can shoot the point. You can shoot behind the point. From this spot, if you're standing, there's like a little elevated spot here. You can actually have cover, and you can still see down the middle. You can actually shoot the healer. If the healer's just standing in the middle here, you can shoot the healer. And you can protect yourself from any flank coming from this entire side. You'll see it. I promise you will see it from this side. Maybe not if they like do a crazy flank around, but you'll eventually see them come into picture. Like, you can easily see this entire spot right here. It is really strong. So like, you're playing Vivian, Victor, Cassie, Strix, literally any champion. This is a super strong spot to stand. If you're playing more bursty champions like Cassie or Shaolin or something like that, and you start to have an advantageous push, you can move up to, say, this spot right here. You can maybe from this spot do your little roll, get into this spot right here, deal some quick damage onto the point, and then from there, bam, you're right into their backline, shooting their healers. This map is very dependent on you getting into backlines. That's how I feel when I'm playing this map. Whether you're playing off tank, damage, flank, you want to be getting into their backline. In the same way, you want to be protecting your backline. So I actually recommend that the healer plays in the same spot as the damage, for a simple reason that you can see a lot of spots. You can heal a lot of spots easily. You can easily dip backwards if you need to go farther back. You have just a lot of options in this spot, whereas other spots don't give you as many options. Other spots that I like to stand as healer is in these two spots right here. You get easy heals on the point. You can play here. You can play here. There's some decent spots that you can play as healer. But for the most part, I like to stay in the middle, but make sure that you're just staying behind cover. There's a lot of ways in this map to be getting shot down very easily. And the reason why I don't like to push up to, say, this spot or this spot is you're very vulnerable to flanks. You're very dependent on your team being good if you're pushing up this far. So that's basically my reason why I would hang back more. If you're playing Furia, Io, Maldamba, any champion, really, you don't need to be close. Unless you're playing Grover, there's no reason to. But if you are playing Grover and you need to be close, or maybe Grok, but Grok even can play from a distance. Even if you're playing Grover, these two spots I feel like are pretty strong. Another spot that you can play if you are playing Grover, because you're a pseudo tank in a lot of ways, because you should be playing damage reduction, you can play on these spots right here, which brings me to my next point. Point tanks. This is not for any sort of cheese plays, this is just, you're playing a generic point, nobody said anything, you're not going for a flank, nothing. Two spots I like to stand, right here, right here. So the two reasons why I like standing in these two spots is because, let's say you're playing Barrack, right? I like to set up my turrets right here and here, and then I just keep on staggering in and out, in and out, in and out, touching the point, off the point, on the point, off the point. Keep on doing that, putting up a shield, maybe trying to get some damage down, protecting the flank routes. I'm able to do a lot from this position, and if you go and stand on the point, you're just going to get melted. That's how it is on this map. This map is very, very easy to get melted. So point tanks, really, I just highly recommend you guys stand in these two spots. For the off tanks have a very interesting job here. You have two options. One option, you're playing a defensive off tank, where I really recommend you just are standing like bam or bam, like you're just holding those flanks. You're standing in one of those two spots. That's if you're playing defensive, and if you're playing defensive, you want to have a plan. You want to be dishing out a lot of damage. So if you're standing in this spot right here playing a defensive and you don't see the flank, find out where the flank is and protect your team. That's pretty much the main thing that you want to be doing if you're playing defensive off tank. Find the flank. If the flank has killed your healer, it's probably your fault. I'm just letting you know. It's probably your fault if you're playing defensive off tank. If you're playing an offensive off tank, I would recommend either pushing around, through, or around. You could choose any of these routes, mix it up a little bit every single time, maybe try something different. If something worked, then do that again. The goal that you're trying to go for on this map, I feel like, is you want to go for healer kills. Healer kills is how you win on this map. So you want to be coming around. You want to get maybe into this spot right here. This spot is really, really strong. If you're sitting in this spot and you're part of like this team over here, oh my gosh, this spot is so strong. So you're just gonna stand here, look for the healer, and I almost promise you 100% of the time the healer is gonna be somewhere here. So you're gonna look here, and you're just gonna peek around this corner. Bam, you got that healer. So and the flank is pretty much doing the exact same thing. Flank and off tank, aggressive off tank, play exact same way. So you're gonna be looking here, 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 and here. That's pretty much what your goal is. Once you get the healer down, you'll see if your team needs any help with anything, because you've accomplished your goal. So now you're helping out your teammates, seeing what they need. So with that being said, now you guys have capped the point. What's the plan? I really recommend somebody jumps up there, kind of has a little bit of a bird's eye view, is able to absorb some of the damage. And off tank, I love standing up there. I love playing Ruckus on this map. Standing up there, playing Ruckus, just shooting. Then everybody kind of looks at you. You take some damage, drop back down. So you're going to be pushing the point. The chokes on this map, honestly, the spots that it feels like is a heavy choke is, it seems fairly easy to push the cart up to... Oh, this is kind of weird because it's all covered up. All right, so let's talk about it from this perspective, saying that you're pushing the point that way. Okay, sorry, down that way. Let's say that you're pushing that way. So the one choke that I really see people have is the choke that starts in here. This choke in here is pretty strong. You're able to hold it pretty well. Sometimes I'm able to see people kind of start a choke where they have the off tank and the damage, and then the flank, and then the point tank right here, and they're able to hold the point right here. But there's just so many areas of attack from this spot. It just doesn't seem like it. Like, by all means, try to hold this spot, but I just don't think that it's really worth it unless you are able to hold it. Like, if you can hold it, that's great. If you can't, makes sense, because your angles of attack are, you're having the flank potentially come around this way, right? Potentially, not saying that they will. Flank potentially coming around that way, or the flank, the damage, the tank, everybody comes through this way. Bam, they got a kill here, or they didn't get a kill. They just walk into your back line. I don't know. It kind of just seems like this choke is just an awkward spot to be in. So the choke along this spot is my choke. I like playing this spot. The reason why I like playing this spot is the enemy team has very limited ways to break this. You put your off tank here, your healer here, your point tank on the corner. You know that corner that I'm talking about in there. Put the off tank on that corner in there, and then you put what am I forgetting? So you got off tank, point tank, healer, damage, and then your flank is just doing whatever. Flank will be, we'll just say that the flank and the damage are together. This is a very hard choke to break. Very, very hard choke to break. The reason being is, let's say your off tank goes down, right? Your flank and your damage, look at where they are looking. Boom. Nobody's pushing through there. It doesn't matter that your off tank went down. Your point tank goes down, your off tank can just kind of rotate up this way. Your flank and your damage are still able to look this way, and your off tank is now able to kind of play this spot a little bit. It's just there's no way to flank your damage, and there's no way to flank these guys unless somebody makes a push all the way this way. And now they're like super isolated from their team because their healer is probably standing like right here or right here, right? So their healer's somewhere here. So now they are 100% alone in a 1v3 scenario because look at who we got. Look at who we got standing here. We got two people here, we got the healer here, and we got the flank, or somebody who just came around this way. So you got a 1v3. And if you're losing a 1v3, then I don't know what's going on there. So it's very hard to break this choke. Now, here is the way that I do recommend trying to break this choke. So you got these guys right here. We got point tank also playing on this corner. We've got off tank trying to push here. We've got healer standing somewhere around here. We got damage and flank. We'll put the flank right over here. So the way that I see to break this choke is there is a spot. There's a spot right here. And this gives you a shot straight back. People do not take advantage of this spot at all. Now, this spot, it does not give you much. I'm not going to lie to you. What I see everybody do when they're playing damage or flank is they come up, or off tank, they come up to this spot right here. That spot, no, man, don't do that. You want to come to this spot right here. You got a shot straight down. You're going to be pushing up this team a little bit. Now, off tank keeps on having pressure here and here. Eventually, if you guys are able to get enough picks, you know, maybe you push through here and you get a kill on the point tank and the off tank, you guys are free. You're pushing. So now you finally get to this point, which you got another choke now. You got to break a harder choke to break. I mean, not a harder, an easier choke to break. So let's talk about this spot right here. So I hope that I made this clear. So what you want to do is you want to shoot down this way, kind of assess the situation, see if you can get any picks. If not, you know, you can push up a little bit to here, see if you could shoot, and then just fall right back to here again, and then boom, you're out. The reason why you want to stand there and not, the reason why you want to stand here and not here is because this is harder for these guys to come. Like, you're not really going to be soaking up that much damage. You're going to surprise them. You're going to be hitting them. I promise, go check out this area. You're going to be surprised that it was there. Let's talk about the next choke for pushing. We got people standing here. We got somebody standing here. We got the point tank can be playing really around this spot. I usually just see point tanks like kind of going here. I think there's a spot that you can stand up here to actually hold the point at some point there. And then, you know, you got healer playing around here. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get rid of that, or you take one of these guys and put them there. So you understand how these are the spots where you're creating the choke. Now we have the team pushing. This is a very strong choke. It's not as strong as the other choke. So if they broke the other choke, hopefully you guys don't have like a minute 30 left, or else you're screwed if you got a minute 30 left. So you guys are now trying to break this point. So at this point, you got your point tank here. Your damage is in a best spot ever. He's chilling right up there. He's on the high ground. He's looking down. He's getting free shots on the point tank, and if he peeks around the corner, he can get good shots there. And if he's hiding around this corner, he can't even get shot by the damages or anything like that. He's in a really great spot. You got your flank either shooting here, and your off tank is just he's just going ham. He's able to push straight down this way if you want. That's how I would do it, at least. I would go up here. When I'm playing off tank, I almost do the exact same thing every single time I'm pushing this push. I go right over this corner, I get up here, and then I literally just push straight down the back, because guess what? I get one kill here because my healer's just like, oh, I got you, fam. He's like chilling right here. My healer's popping me with heals. Then push straight back here. Maybe I'm not even contested here. Maybe I'm just getting shot at by these guys. I push straight back to that healer. I kill that man. We put that thing in. This push is hard to hold. It's very, very hard to hold. It kind of doesn't look like it here, but trust me, this is a hard one to hold. So if you got a minute 30 left, your team's pretty much, I'm gonna say they have enough time to try to break it. But with that being said, I hope that you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and sub. Comment down below that you subbed to be entered into the 800 crystal giveaway. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the video. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.